Much time to read that formal introduction as it took my mother to deliver me. I understand. She did with some difficulty. Eventually achieved that, and so I'm here. Let me add my voice of welcome to St. Michael West, and specifically to this place, Advent House. This event in particular. Let me begin by acknowledging the presence of Sir Louis to thank him for his ready consent to give the feature address this afternoon. This presentation on prime ministerial power and discretion in Caribbean democracies will mark for us the startup of a forum of political discourse, which we will designate School of Politics. Let me also acknowledge our distinguished panelists and our moderator this afternoon, who will give their respective perspectives on our theme, make responses to Sir Louis' presentation, and interact with and engage you, our audience, in what we believe will be an afternoon of enlightened discussion. Let me be careful also to acknowledge our parliamentary colleague, Dr. William Duguid, who is seated here with us this afternoon, unbothered by anybody from the other side. And let me thank all of you for being here. Let me appreciate also the media's presence for thinking this important enough to attend upon this meeting. Now, my brief role at this point is to make a few remarks which may come close perhaps to responding to the what, the how, and the why questions which may arise in your mind relative to our concept of School of Politics. Our School of Politics is intended to be principally a forum for political discourse, which gives greater voice to non-parliamentary members and supporters of our party. Beyond voice, it is also intended to provide greater scope for their contribution to the life and the work of the party. Additionally, it is intended to enhance the knowledge base as well as the political skills of such persons, and indeed the political acumen and the talents of new and emerging parliamentarians and aspirants to elective office. It is hoped that the small and basic entity which emerges from this spot will, as it takes shape, extend and expand across the national base of our party. Indeed, it is not the intention to limit its activities and its initiatives to these precincts. Obviously, much of the how will eventualize as we proceed. But clearly, our efforts will and should include training, research together with the establishment of a library facility, mentorship, and the building of support and solidarity mechanisms which can only strengthen the party and serve its greater interests. In terms of content, the focus of our efforts here will entail leadership development, policy formulation, research, as I intimated, political communication, political strategizing, government, opposition politics, because unfortunately there does come that period when you are in opposition, models of political development, some aspects of political theory, our party history and legacy transfer, sociocultural dynamics influencing our politics and our political culture, electioneering, public speaking, event planning for political purposes, among other things. A number of persons have already consented to constitute the committee that will manage the process of developing the School of Politics. I wish to thank these persons and also to identify those who might be present. And among these are Ezra Allen, Mr. Ezra Allen, Mr. Tony Anthony Thornhill, Miss Kim Young, Miss Jasmine Adams, Mr. Patrick Welch, Miss Lynette Holder, Mr. Akil Daly, Mr. John Bancroft, Mr. Glenn Murray, Mr. George Braffett, Mr. Mark Williams, Mr. David Best, Ms. Walter Lowe, who will serve this afternoon as our moderator. And others we anticipate will join us in making this effort as meaningful, as productive, and as effective as we dare to imagine. Let me quickly conclude by reference to the why, perhaps. We are convinced that the party's interests will be better served by providing more formal opportunities for both the voice and the contributive support of the wider membership of the party to the life and work of the party. We also believe that the perpetuation of the history and legacy of the party should not be left to chance. The party's public position on matters of governance and policy stands to benefit by added reference to research. This forum will also provide further opportunities for interface between the parliamentary class and the rank and file membership of the party. Parliamentary aspirants are born out of the bosom of the party, and as such can benefit from varied activities of the school. The party is enriched and its chances of success are enhanced as individual members are better enabled to make a contribution, whether through training or expanded opportunity. By and large, our vision therefore is for an entity that goes beyond the regular Friday offerings of cuckoo and flying fish and rumor which emanate from the other place. And we therefore envisage an entity that facilitates training and development at both the level of the parliamentary and non-parliamentary class. It is a vision for a mechanism that further fosters a culture of research and information-driven initiatives, a forum for vigorous and informed debate on socio-economic and political issues and policy positions, a marketplace for the trading of ideas, and an added repository from which the party can draw varied resources. A recognized reference point of significance which will embellish, we believe, the image of Barbados Labour Party. This is our vision as conceptualized today. It is an incomplete task, but we share that with you this afternoon in the hope of attracting your interest further and your support for our efforts once we formally get started. I share that with you, commend it to you, and thank you for listening.